Hello students. So today we will revise chapter 2 acid bases and salts. So this is second time we are doing revision and once already you have given the test. So I hope this chapter is not difficult for you, but still if you have any doubt you can clarify your doubts. Acid bases and salts. What are acids and what are bases, or what are the properties of acids and bases? You can see in the picture, that is acids they taste sour, the bases they taste bitter, the acids do not feel slippery, but base feels slippery. The pH of acid is less than 7. The pH of base is more than 7. The acid releases H positive ions in aqueous solution, whereas bases releases OH negative or hydroxyl ions in aqueous solution. This is very important point. The acids corrode metals, but the bases do not corrode metals. The acids they react with metals to produce a compound and a hydrogen gas, but base they do not react with metals to produce a compound and a hydrogen gas. The acids they turn litmus paper red or pink, and bases they turn red litmus paper blue. Now you see here, very important point, that the acids they releases H positive ions in aqueous solution. Now you can see the equation here where it is written HCl plus H2O gives us H positive and Cl negative ion. So what does acid do? The acids they releases H positive ions in aqueous solution, means the acids is an ionic compound, and this acid in the presence of water, what happens? It dissociates into H positive and OH negative. You can see here. So water it breaks the ions of acids into H positive ions and Cl ions. Now, plus please just look here. Now acid HCl is present in water. What will happen? This water will break or will dissociate H positive and Cl negative ions of acid, and H positive ions will be released. But where is this H positive ions released? It is released in water only. It is released in H2O only. If you see the equation clearly, what will happen? The water dissociates the acids, releasing H positive ions and Cl negative ion. Now where is this H positive ions formed? It is formed in the water only. H positive ions are formed in the water only. Now you see the second equation. What happens? Here HCl plus H2O is written. So in the first equation, this H positive which is generated in H2O, that is in water, so it combines to form H3O positive ions, which are also called as hydronium ions. I hope it is clear to you. These H positive ions are generated in water, H2O, and what they form? They form H3O positive ions. Why they form H3O positive ions? Because hydrogen ion, it is formed in water and it combines with water and it forms hydronium ions. I hope it is clear to everyone. So you can do in both the ways. Either you can write HCl plus H2O gives you H positive plus Cl negative, or HCl plus H2O gives you H3O positive plus Cl negative. If you see the second equation, that is HCl plus H2O gives us H3O positive plus Cl negative. Why? Because here the positive ions are generated in water and it combines with water and it forms H3O positive. Now, what are indicators? Now, whether a particular substance is acid, base or a salt. How we come to know? We come to know by indicators. What are indicators? Indicators are those substances which give different colors in different medium. Or indicators are those substances which give different color in different medium, that is acid and base, and by knowing the color change in acid and base we come to know whether a particular substance is acid or a base. So indicators are of two types, that is artificial indicator and natural indicator. Natural indicators are naturally present and artificial indicators are prepared in the laboratory. So artificial indicators are universal pH, phenolphthalein, methyl orange. And what are the natural indicators? Like blue litmus or the litmus, which can be a blue litmus or red litmus. So plant extracts, what are natural indicators? They are plant extracts like rose flower, Okay, litmus, red cabbage. So they all are natural indicators. Now, what are olfactory indicators? Olfactory indicator is a substance whose smell varies depending on whether it is mixed with an acidic or a basic solution. So they are olfactory indicators. For example, onion. Now, onion has a typical type of a smell, but when it is mixed with acid, what happens? The smell goes, but with base it doesn't give any smell. So onion, vanilla, they all are olfactory indicators. Now we will come to the chemical properties of metals and we will come to the chemical properties of acids and bases. First is action of acids and bases with metals. So this is the first chemical property, that is acids, action of acid and bases with metals. Please see here. First, acid plus metal gives salt plus hydrogen. So acids, they react with metals, and what they give? They give salt plus hydrogen. You can see here Zn plus 2HCl will give us ZnCl2 plus hydrogen gas is evolved. And in another side you see base, it reacts with metals to form salt and hydrogen. Okay. So this is the action of acid and bases with metals. In both the cases, in acids or in bases, the products formed are same. Hydrogen gas is released. You can see here base 2NaOH plus zinc. It will form a salt which is called as sodium zincate. Okay. Now we come to next, the action of acid with metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates. Now metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates, okay, what they do, they both metal hydrogen carbonates and metal carbonates, when they react with acids, what is formed? Salt is formed, water and carbon dioxide. Even you can see here sodium carbonate is a metal carbonate because sodium is a metal here. It reacts with hydrochloric acid. So what is formed? So this is the action of acid. Hydrochloric acid is a acid on metal carbonate. Sodium carbonate is a metal carbonate. So what is formed? Now since it is a carbonate here, so automatically carbonate gas will be released. So first is carbon dioxide gas. Okay, this is acid, so it is reacting with carbonate. So here there is a carbonate, so carbonate is there, then which gas is released? Carbon dioxide. So first carbon dioxide gas is released. Now it has H also, so water is also formed, and salt, that is NaCl, is formed. Okay, so the acids on reacting with metal carbonates gives us salt, water and carbon dioxide gas. And acids, when they react with metal bicarbonates or metal hydrogen carbonates, which is shown in second equation, that is NaHCO3, they give us salt, water and carbon dioxide. So when the acids, they react with metal carbonates or metal bicarbonates or metal hydrogen carbonates, they give us the same products, that is salt, water and carbon dioxide. Now we come to neutralization. Neutralization reaction is what? Neutralization reaction is the reaction in which the acid and the base, they react with each other to form salt and water. So here in the neutralization reaction, what happens? The salt and water is formed, and here neither the when acid and bases are mixed, salt and water is formed where there is neither the solution is acidic nor the solution is basic. You can see here acid and base will react to give you salt and water. So that is the journal equation. Now you can see here HCl is an acid which reacts with NaOH base and it gives you acid NaCl plus water. If you take some other acid, HBr plus KOH will give you KBr plus water. So acids and bases, they react to form salt and water. Okay. Now we come to the reaction of metallic oxides with acids. Always remember that metallic oxides are bases. They behave as bases. So metallic oxide, when react with acid, what will happen? We can say this is the reaction of a base and an acid because metallic oxide behave as a bases. So it will give you salt and water. Okay. Now you see reaction of non-metallic oxide with base. So non-metallic oxides, they react as or they behave as acids. So when acids react with base, what will happen? We get salt and water. So here also neutralization reaction is taking place. Always remember that metallic oxide behaves as bases and non-metallic oxide they behave as acids. Okay. Now you all know that bases which dissolve in water are called as alkalis. Now metallic oxides they behave as bases. So metallic oxides which dissolve in water are also called as alkalis. I hope it is clear to everyone. Now we come to another, that is pH scale. Now students, the indicator, it tells us whether a particular substance is an acid or a base. That we come to know by using indicators. Okay, by the change of color we come to know whether a particular substance is an acid or a base. But all the acids, suppose we are taking litmus solution and this blue litmus changes to red litmus. Suppose there are 3-4 solutions with us and all the solutions are acids. Okay, in all the solution the blue litmus has changed the color to red. But all the 4 solutions are acids. But the strength of all the 4 solutions or the strength of all the acids are not same. Some must be strong, some must be weak, some must be very weak. So by pH scale we come to know the strength of the acids, or by pH scale we come to know the strength of the acids as well as the base. Understood? Now in the pH scale the pH is given, okay, the pH 7 is neutral and less than 7 the solution is acidic, and the solution having the pH more than 7 are basic. And you can see in the picture also, this is a pH scale, and the pH which is less than 7, that is the solution is acidic in that case. Now here the pH it decreases from 7 to 1 and the acidic character increases. Okay, if you move from 7 to 1, what happens? The hydrogen ion concentration increases. So increase in the hydrogen ion concentration means the acidic strength is increasing. So when we move from 7 to 1 means the acidic strength is increasing, and when we move from 7 to 14, what does it mean? H positive strength is decreasing and OH negative strength is increasing, or the concentration of OH negative is increasing. So we say that the basicity is increasing, or the solution is becoming more basic and acidity is reduced. So when we move from 7 to 1, the acidic character increases, and we move from 7 to 14, the basic character increases, and 7 is the neutral pH. Now how we come to know about this thing? Okay, how we calculate or how we find the strength of acids. Now suppose if there are 3-4 solutions, or if there are 3-4 acids, different acids having different strength, so there is one paper which is called as a universal indicator paper, which is a mixture of different dyes. Now this universal indicator paper is mixed in different solutions, and the color change appears in the universal indicator paper, and this color change which appears in the universal indicator paper, that is compared with this pH scale where the colors are given. These are the master color. This is the master color chart where the pH is also given. So the color which appears on the universal indicator paper, that is compared with the color on the pH scale, and by comparing the color we know the pH, as pH is also given, and we come to know the pH of the, or the strength of the acids. For example, here the pH of different things are given. Gastric juice pH is 1, lemon juice it is 2, apple juice it is 3. Now suppose if you want to know the strength of tomato juice and lemon juice, suppose lemon juice is also there, tomato juice is also there. Now you want to know which one is more acidic, so that pH, universal indicator paper, if you will dip in lemon juice, the color which is corresponding here in the pH scale to lemon juice, that color will appear on the universal indicator paper, and by comparing the color of the universal indicator by this master color chart given on the pH scale, you will know the pH, as pH is also given. Now again you dip the pH universal indicator paper in the tomato juice, and the color of the color which is corresponding here to the tomato juice, that is dark yellow, that will appear on the universal indicator paper, and when you will compare that with this master color chart, you will know the pH. Okay, so students, now what is the importance of pH in everyday life? pH, the plants and animals, they are sensitive to pH. There is a optimum pH, that is 5 to 5, there is a optimum pH in which the human body works. Our body works within a pH range of 7 to 7.8. Okay, so plants and animals are pH sensitive. Soil pH is also very important. If soil pH is less, means soil is acidic, and in that case the base is mixed. And it is very much important to maintain the pH in our digestive system. Sometimes we suffer from the problem of acidity. In that case more of hydrochloric acid is secreted in the stomach, and by taking the antacids the problem is relieved, because antacids are nothing but they are the bases, and these bases, they neutralize the excess of acid which is secreted in the stomach, and thereby forming salt and water, or you can also say the neutralization reaction takes place. Next is pH change can cause the tooth decay also. Tooth decay, why tooth decay it is caused? Because what happens when the food is left in the teeth? What happens? The bacteria grow, they secrete certain acids which lowers the pH, and when the pH is lowered, the enamel of the tooth starts degrading. Self-defense by animals and plants also through chemical warfare also depends on the pH. Now is left the salts. Salts, that is very easy. You can go through this portion, that is salts. Okay, I told you once, I will just tell you the salts, they are formed by the neutralization reaction between the acid and the base. It forms the salt. Now salts are acidic, basic and neutral. Acidic salts are formed when the acid is strong and the base is weak. Then the salt form is acidic. Basic salt is formed when the base is strong and the acid is weak. And the neutral salt is formed when the acid is strong and base is also strong. Okay, thank you students.